Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl tuadior, and today we are going to talk about y'all and y'all's obsession with pretty privilege. Why are you so obsessed with it, and why you guys can't leave this topic to rest?
Pretty privilege for black women doesn't exist, in my opinion, because of how inaccessible it is for the vast majority of black women. For a black woman to actually receive the benefits that pretty privilege would give, she has to be racially ambiguous. She has to be exotic looking. She has to have an artificial, almost Barbie-like aesthetic in her face.
People are more likely to go out of their way and help you if they find you physically attractive. Two is people are going to be intimidated by you. I have a friend who's stunning. She is a 10 like anywhere in the world. She's super friendly and warm and welcoming, but people still assume that she's stuck up just because she's stunning. And last but not least, and this is also connected to the first point, people are willing to do you favors for no reason. And you know, the girl at the store might give you a little discount, someone might give you their place in a really long queue. Things like that mean that people most likely find you attractive.
I feel like every time I go on my social media page, I see that another person talking about pretty privilege and if they have it or if they don't have it, and it's still a debate every time, or this person has pretty privilege so they can get away with this, or this and that and this and that and this and this and that. And I honestly, every time I see something like this, I literally sit down and I'm like, do you guys really care about this issue at hand, or is social media forcing you to care? I feel like ever since the 2020s started, we've always wanted to kind of understand the multifaceted ways of life. We've always wanted to figure out every little thing that happens to us. We want to put a name onto it. We're adulting every little thing that we go through. And pretty privilege has been a topic of conversation on the internet for quite some years now. And it's coming to this idea that attractive individuals get better treatment due to their physical appearance. But my problem is that this has always been a topic all the time. Like, this is not the first time we've known that pretty people get treated better, or if you look better, you get treated better. Like, that has been the thing forever. But I don't really know why that has any impact on us today. We've known our competitive advantage. We've always known our genetic advantage. Some of us were shorter, taller, thicker, skinnier, good teeth, good hair, good skin, whatever. We've always known our competitive advantage. And the truth is, even if you have pretty privilege, if you have pretty privilege and you're broke, I mean, it is what it is. If you have, nepotism, but you ugly, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I kind of just feel like people want to put names onto something. Like, why does it matter if you don't have pretty privilege? Why do you care? What are you going to do? Beat the girls that do have it up? What are you going to do? Be jealous of the people that have it? But the world has always been unfair. The world has always had some people that have something that doesn't. How about the people that got money and you broke? What you going to say about that? So I just kind of feel like this topic always tends to come up in various different ways. And I'm just kind of sick of it, because what's the point? We bring it up, we determine who does and who doesn't. In my personal opinion, I feel like it depends on where you grow up and your geographic location and your surroundings. Different geographic areas tend to have different standards of beauty. So if you guys have ever heard the term New York 10 or Miami 10, that means the girls who are perceived as a 10 in New York might not necessarily be perceived as a 10 in Miami, due to different cultures and beauty standards in different areas throughout the world, not just the US. And so I feel like people always really get into this habit of fitting the beauty standard, and that's what you need to be. And you'll have girls come on the internet talking about, well, I know I'm not the beauty standard. Like, why would you ever speak that over? You have some people even making bold claims talking about black women are not the standard and all this nonsense. And it's just like, I am the standard. So let's not get it twisted. I am the standard. You're not the standard. Your man know I'm the standard. I'm just playing. But yeah, that's what they do. They try to make these claims that, like, all black women go through the same thing. Not all of us go through the same thing. I'm not saying I go through nothing, but I'm just saying, like, all these, like, really bold, blanketed statements. I mean, it's not eating. It's not eating. It's not eating. Me personally, If I don't have something, I gotta move on. I grew up being bullied, so what ends up happening to you subconsciously is like you don't seek validation from others as much as like you don't seek validation from others because you never had it. So for me personally, like if I don't have something, I'm like, I don't got it. And if I don't desire it, even if I do desire it, I do what I can. But I'm not gonna kill myself or go to extreme lengths to get something that I don't naturally have already or can't really easily attain. Why? Because at the end of the day, your reward for doing all of that is death. You still gonna die. Heel. The beauty is the Achilles heel. And I know that we are judged heavily for how we look. And so that kind of causes us to feel, as girls, we're always taught to look our absolute best because our looks are our currency. But at the same time, like, what are you going to do? Try to emulate the ones that do have it? Be jealous? If you spend the thousands of dollars to change the way you look, right? You get the BBL, you get the Brazilian butt lift, you do all this stuff. You're doing exactly what these beauty companies, these skincare companies, these cosmetic doctors want you to do. Put money into their pockets. You're literally feeding into the corporations when you change yourself because you want to emulate the standard of beauty. What they do is they put these standards out there, unattainable standards at sometimes, that no one girl can fit. Even the people who are emulating those looks, those people, like, they don't, they don't even look like that. They have insecurities just like you. It's just that they're not allowed to show theirs. They can just face tune theirs, and they're trying to sell you a dream of what it. Or maybe you see that the fact that the girls with the BBLs, they're always getting these rich husbands, but you don't know what goes on behind the closed doors. You're doing exactly what they want you to do, feeling bad about yourself so that you spend thousands of dollars to fix yourself. I feel like social media really sometimes can be a dangerous place when it comes to like having ideas about yourself. I kind of just feel like we need to stop letting these corporations win. We have to stop letting people feel like they can tell us what to do and what not to do. It's one thing to improve yourself with what you naturally have, but it's another thing to succumb to the pressures of society, social media, whatever, your man, your parents, whatever, who's telling you to be something that you're not. And I know it's easier said than done. I know it's something that it's like, well, people just keep saying this. People are always going to say something about you. Even if you change like everything, I promise you they're going to find something to complain about. I want to have the pretty privilege, but you still don't got no money. How that work? Y'all want the pretty privilege, but you're still in your situation that you're just in because you're not working on it. I'll tell you guys one tea. And you guys are going to drag me for this tea, but the hot tea, the real tea, is that I ain't never seen an ugly girl not get wifed up. It's always the BBL, the really gorgeous women always can't seem to keep a stable love life. Ooh, ooh. It's always them that something always seems to go wrong. But I ain't never seen an ugly girl not have a man. I've seen some of the less attractive women, they always got a man. But I've seen some of the most gorgeous women, they don't got no man. Or they have a man, but it's like, it doesn't make sense as to why she's with him, because if she had everything, why is she with this person? We know what I'm trying to say here. So what I'm trying to say is that, are you guys obsessed with the pretty privilege because it affects the male gaze? It affects if you can get a man or not? Are you obsessed with it because you want to be seen as beautiful and admired? But the thing is, the people who are seen that way, they're going through their own struggles that you don't know about. So can we stop talking about this? It really doesn't matter. If you have it, good for you. If you don't have it, go on with your life. Smell the roses. Get off social media. Stop hearing this rhetoric that these people is telling you that you ugly because you don't fit the beauty standard. What is the beauty standard? Beauty standard changes no matter where you go. If we all have our things that makes us up here, and we all have our things that makes us down here. If everybody was on the same playing field, we would have perfect people, we would have nothing to talk about. But I feel like that's what makes us all unique. And that's what makes us all great, is that we all have that different thing about us. And the internet and society tells you that you're not, but you got to throw it back. You got to be like, you know what? This is my reality. It's one thing to change and improve yourself better, but you don't need to go to extreme lengths to emulate something. If you're in a career that is forcing you to do that, you need to reevaluate that. I think that your beauty grows with you. I know for me, when I was a kid, I was not really given, because I felt like I had to grow into my face and grow into my features growing up. I looked the same, but I look kind of awkward, but I kind of like grew into my face and grew into my features. I do recognize that I'm not everybody's 10. I'm not everybody's 9. I'm not everybody's 8. But you can't win them all. Even if you do all these procedures and all this stuff that they're pushing, like buccal fat and the little fox eye stuff, you're still probably not going to be your crush's 10. You're doing all of that and your crush is going for the 6, the 5 sometimes. I'm just saying that y'all need to work on, like, not just how you look, but you need to work on what you're given. And I'm not saying providing, like being a boss or something, but you need to work on it holistically. Because one thing I can say these less attractive girls have is that they know how to put it together. I guess this was just a video, kind of me trying to like hype you guys up, but I'm just really tired of people defining their beauty based on some standards. And honestly, if you don't fit the standards, there are people who don't hit the standards that are happy living their lives. Go out, have some fun. Stop worrying about things like pretty privilege and things that you don't have. At the end of the day, like, you're gonna have something that somebody else doesn't have, and somebody else is gonna have something you don't have. So relax, chill out, keep it cool, and keep it playing. All right, please give this channel a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think on the comments. Until next time. Pretty, pretty, please, don't you ever feel like you're